Hello, my name is Samantha Morales, and this is my week 6 discussion, and these are the notes I will be using for today's final discussion video. The author I'm going to talk about is R.J. Frey, Moral Standing, the Value of Lives and Speciesism. For my introduction, I'm focusing on the debate about moral standing and whether humans have higher moral status than animals. Author Frey states that moral worth depends on opportunities from an unrich life. That ties to human superiority. I will show you this logic can become distorted, unfair, or even morally dangerous. Frey argues that life has more value when it contains autonomy, meaningful experience, and complex goods, basically insinuating the richer your life, the more moral standing you have. Even though animals have more moral value than humans, humans are richer, so their lives matter more. My argument is Frey states limited abilities lower moral worth, such as disability or even dementia, but I reject that because moral worth is natural. So basically saying, even though somebody to the left of me might be in a wheelchair or someone in the right of me might have a learning disability, that we are all equal in the same way, because moral worth is a natural feeling. They're still standing with me. They're not shying away from me or hiding. They're standing connected with me. So this creates that higher moral standing and moral value, that there's a sense of connectedness. Frey also argues that beings with more opportunities, higher goods, or achievements in flourishing have a greater moral standing and hierarchy. Some considered higher or even more important than others, humans, species, etc. So, for example, he is stating that I'm a human that has a lot of money, and if I wanted to keep whales inside of a tank, for example, such as SeaWorld, that I have more value than those animals and I can just use them as such. And this kind of pulls away from being moral. This is actually cruel. So I reject Frey's standards, and it fails because it measures value badly. It's badly to treat someone wrong or to be harmful to someone just because you feel like you have more money than them, whether it's an animal or a species or etc. I reject the idea that opportunity equals worth and can be gained or lost, but moral worth should not shift with circumstance. Basically saying, worth is something that comes natural to you. It comes with growth, with learning, with experience, and you can't buy worth with money. That's not how it works. Your worth can bring money in, but it doesn't actually make you fully satisfied. We want to avoid keeping them vulnerable, mattering less. So a critic might say that I'm ignoring real moral differences between humans and animals. Humans can do more things, like create art, write a book, plant a tree. Think about right and wrong. But that doesn't mean their lives are worth more than anyone else's. That just makes us human and makes us all the same. If we say that their abilities make humans more valuable, we start turning normal differences into ranking. And that's exactly the mistake that Frey makes. He believes that humans should be on a ranking or a scale, where I believe everything should just be equal, and that way we can all flourish. I can say that different kinds of beings have different ways of living, but that doesn't mean they have the same moral standing and the same moral truths. Humans can do special things, but that doesn't make their lives worth more, and Frey's way of deciding who matters more doesn't work, because differences don't have to become a ladder. We don't have to criticize each other, and that's the way that we rank all the way up, and then just go based off of who has more money. That's not the way things work. And that's kind of the hierarchy that I believe that he is trying to portray. Conclusion is Rejecting Frey's idea helps us treat both humans and animals more kindly and fairly. It keeps us from putting vulnerable beings at the bottom of a ranking and helps us understand in a caring way that everyone's life matters, because we're all equal at the end of the day, and we should look at each other as human beings and treat even animals with respect. Treat them like you would treat anyone else in life. For my references, I used Frey R.J. 1987, Moral Standing, The Value of Lives in Speciesism, and Martha Nussbaum's Frontiers of Justice as my external academic source.